Hello and welcome to another episode. So today we are checking out the holystone HS720G. This is a 4K drone, GPS drone. It has a 2-axis gimbal with electronic image stabilization. Shoots up to 30 frames per second. Has a 120-degree field of view. It comes with one battery. Okay. They're advertising 26 minutes. This is the first time I'm flying it. This is the first time it'll be powered on. So we're going to check this out together. Has optical flow sensor on the bottom for low level stabilization. No sensors or anything like that on the drone. Here's the SD card slot. I have a 64 gig class 10 SD card in there. Later in the video we'll do an overview and sort of I hate to call it unboxing, but we'll do a quick view of what you get in the box, close-up view of the drone. We'll talk about recommended SD cards and stuff like that, but we're gonna go ahead and get right into the flight test. I'm interested to see how this thing performs, and I really want to see how this video comes out. Okay, so I've got the app open and ready to go. I always like to turn on my controller first, so just in case something happens with the drone, if it, I don't know, goes crazy or something. And then we're going to power on the drone. We're going to press and hold, and you can see that the drone powers up. Okay, recording my screen now. Let's go ahead and get connected to the signal. It's not that one, it's that one. Okay, there we go. Now let's go back out to the app, and we should have a feed. There it is. Booyah, booyah. Okay, you can see this. Now we need to calibrate the compass. That's what it's telling us to do right off the bat, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. All right, so I'm just gonna follow the prompts here on the screen. We're just gonna do this together. So we're gonna rotate 3 times on the horizontal plane. That's 1. That's 2. Oh, okay, well that's enough. Now it's saying place the drone's head up, rotated 360 vertically, about 3 circles, head up, rotate. That's 1. And it sounds like it's gonna beep when it is successful. There it is. Okay, compass has been calibrated. Okay, let's check out what we got. All right, that feed looks really clean. Okay, we can see on the LED readout on the controller, we can see we have 10 satellites. You can also see that in the app. We can see that it is in sport mode there in the upper left hand corner. I'm going to change that. Let's see what we have. What do we need to do? Do we need to hold that down? Yes, hold it down. Okay, so we have a tripod mode or a low speed. Let's see what else we have. Do we have a normal mode? Okay, so we have low and high. That's all we have here. I'm going to switch it over to low here. We've got 12 satellites. You want to wait until you have at least 7. We've got 12, so we can launch, and we're going to do so in just a moment. Okay, looks like we have a map here as well. We do. I'm going to go back to the live feed. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay, we've got follow me, point of interest, and headless mode. I am not going to test headless mode at all, but we will check out follow me and point of interest. All right, we only have 1 battery, so I'm moving quickly and talking quickly here. So I just clicked on the settings button here. So it looks like we can do some changes to the, or adjustments to the video. I'm going to leave everything in auto right now. Well, you know what? I'm going to switch this to daylight. Switch the white balance to daylight so that stays consistent. So that's the one change I'll make. We're going to shoot it in 4K. You can see here you can also switch it to 1080/60. I'll maybe do that later. And let me go ahead and format this card because I was using it with a different drone. So let's go back in. Let's see if that worked. Okay, not sure if that worked or not, but anyhow. Okay, so we can also, yep, looks like it worked. Okay, we can also calibrate the gyro. So let's go ahead and do that. That's just to make sure that the drone stays level. All right, and then looks like you can also adjust the gimbal, but I'm going to leave that alone for now. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's hit the gear icon in the upper right, so we can switch the units. I want to leave this in British for feet. You have a beginner mode. I turned that off earlier. Max distance, max height. You can see some of these things. I'm going to change the return to home altitude to, I'm going to change that to 112 feet, just to make sure we clear these trees here. Don't see anything that should be taller than 100 feet. And then if you want to do the compass calibration, you click on sensor status, and that will allow you to do it. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, it's looking to see if there is an update to the app. There is not. All right. With that said, we are ready to launch. We're going to go ahead and do so. I'm going to, let's check the gimbal here. So I'm using the roller there. I want to see how smooth that is. Very smooth. Wow, it's not ratchety at all. You know, a lot of times with these budget drones, when you have the ability to tilt the camera, it will tilt, but it will be ratchety and not smooth at all. That's smooth. Okay, let's go ahead and snap a photo. Okay, so you do get feedback when you do that. You can also do it here by pressing the button. I'm going to turn the video on by pressing and holding. And there you go. And we can see on the screen on the controller that we're recording, and we can see that there's a red blinking light there that we are recording. I'm going to press the, oh, I got to unlock the motors first here. So we just unlocked the motors. And we're going to press the auto takeoff button. And we are in the air. Wow. That's pretty stable. Pretty much zero wind here today. You can see how far it ascends there upon launch. Again, it does have the optical flow sensor, keeping it in position here at low level. So you can see that. Okay. Looks like we have a really good feed here. We have 19 satellites. 19 satellites. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just fly it around a little bit and see how this thing goes. We are in the low mode, and that's not tripod mode as I'm used to it with the DJI drones. Tripod mode with DJI, the drone moves extremely slow. So we'll just call this normal mode. Okay, now one of the things I want to test right off the bat, I want to test the stability of the camera, because again, it's only a 2-axis gimbal with electronic image stabilization. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock the drone left and right. So I'm rocking it. Wow, that is stable. That looks great, doesn't it? So you can see what I'm doing here, and that footage is stable. All right, let's go back and forward, do the same thing. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, well, those claims are true. Those claims are true. Let's fly it around a little bit. I'm just gonna fly it. And you can see the telemetry data on both the app and the controller. Now it looks like the controller is using meters to me. Yeah, so the controller is using meters, but in the app I have feet. So yeah, so there's that. Okay, so we're about 89 feet in the air. There's the drone. We're just flying it around a little bit, and I'm gonna bring it back over, and I will have flight time in the upper left hand corner so we can see how much actual flight time we get. Now this is the first flight. After 2 or 3 cycles of the battery, you usually get the full capacity of the battery by 2 or 3 cycles, so keep that in mind as well. Wow. Okay, let's see if we can take a photo while we're doing video. Yes, we can. So it's basically just taking a screen grab there. Wow. I like this so far. Okay, let's kick this up to the sports mode, pressing and holding the right trigger button. And let's take it up, and let's just see how fast this puppy goes. Full stick ahead. Doesn't seem that much faster. 29.5, 32, 33, 35, 36 feet per second. Let's turn around here and bring it on back. And let's keep an eye on what the gimbal is doing and what the stabilization is doing. And you can see we have some tilt. Now, that's something that you can expect out of budget drones. But it looks like it's trying to correct itself. All right, let's bring it on down. It's not bad though. It's not bad at all. Now, it's about 8:30. The sun, it's a bit cloudy, so we don't have a lot of sunlight. I'm gonna come back and test this when we have good sun, just so we get a really good representation of this camera. But today we have cloud cover. The sun is going down. Sunset is about 9:19 or something like that when I checked. So good flyer. Seems to be really stable. I'm not getting any toilet bowling or anything crazy like that. I do see that from time to time when I test these budget drones. I'm not seeing that with the holystone. Thank goodness for that. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video just to make sure we have that. Okay, I'm gonna restart the video. Okay, you know for sure that you are recording with this one because you get a pretty good audio feedback. All right, let's take it up. I'm gonna take it up a little bit and let's tilt the camera down. And let's test that tilt. Pretty good, pretty smooth. All right, I'm gonna switch this back to sports mode. I'm sorry, to tripod mode. Let's try that again. Oh, I stopped the video. Let's restart the video. Wrong trigger button. That is the right trigger button. There we go. Okay, so you can get a lot smoother movements in the tripod mode or low speed. And again, I'm tilting the camera down here. That's as far as it goes. So it's not going to tilt a full 90 degrees. I don't know what that is. Maybe 75 degrees. I don't know. But it's not tilting all the way down for some reason. And you can see here, I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit. You can see how you get a little distortion. See that on the horizon? Okay. From what I can see, the camera quality or video quality is pretty good. But again, with this lens, whatever lens they're using, you can see you get some distortion there when you tilt that camera. But when you keep it level with the horizon, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Let's go up in altitude a little bit more. All right, good drone so far. Good drone so far. Okay, so we're up there about 289 feet. I'm going to tilt that camera down. And then I'm just going to take a photo of this building here. Let's take a photo. Boom, we got it. Okay, let's tilt the camera up again. I'm going to take another photo just so we have some samples here. And you know what? I'm going to fly around to the front of this building so we get a front shot. There is a little bit of a delay when you tilt the camera. Just a little bit. So you can see how smooth you can be. That's not bad. Now the feed is breaking up a little bit, but that feed is really good as well. Pretty good so far, holystone. Okay, so now we're in front. Let me bring it back a little bit, overshot a little. Okay. Having fun with this one, you guys. I am having fun. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the camera up a little bit. Just a little. And I'm gonna snap off a photo. Way cool. Let's do another one. Okay, I'm gonna bring that camera up. And let's bring the drone out a little bit and we're gonna test the return to home. And nowadays, you know, pretty much any drone with GPS, with a GPS module in it, has decent return to home accuracy. But I still like to test that and just check it out. And so just take it out to about there. We're out about 500 feet. And I'm going to hit the return to home button Please pay attention to the wind speed. Oh, it's giving me a wind warning. Okay, I guess you got to hold down the return to home button. Okay, let's try it again. Is it coming? Okay, there it is. So you push it one time. I'm not sure what happened before or if I canceled it, but it is returning. It's maintaining its altitude, but it's going ahead and coming back. Let's see if I can control the drone while it's doing that. Looks like you can. So I'm just yawing here a little bit. And you can see what's happening with the horizon as I'm yawing. It is tilting. But even some of the more advanced and more expensive drones have an issue with maintaining a level horizon. Let's see where this thing lands. I'm going to back up some because it's almost on top of my head. Okay, pay attention to the wind speed to ensure safe return. Okay, thanks for the tip there. All right, there it is. This is a stable drone, you guys. Stable. $299.99 out there on Amazon. I've tested some others that are this price or more, and I can tell you right out the gate, I'm more impressed with this one. Let's stop the video. I haven't seen the video footage yet, so that's the next thing. I can't really comment on that or the photos, but from what I can see right now, I think it's going to be pretty good, and we'll confirm whether it's actually 4K or not, because sometimes they're not as forthcoming with the true resolution. But so far so good, you guys. So far so good. Okay, we're gonna launch again, and now we're gonna check out some of the automated flight modes. So let's go ahead and launch. I'm gonna unlock the motors. I'm gonna press auto takeoff on the screen this time, and you can see some similarities to the DJI app or apps, and in the air we go. Okay, so I'm gonna point the drone at myself. Let's walk around this way, and what we're going to do, we're going to test. Let's go ahead and test follow me. So follow me. Okay, so this leads me to believe it's just tracking the controller, because I didn't have to put a box around myself or anything like that. Let's see how it does. Is it going to follow? Or maybe I do. Do I have to put a box around myself? No, there's nothing. Okay, hold on. Did I do something wrong? Once enter follow me, the drone's camera lens will keep pointing at the mobile phone, okay, and always stay at a relative distance from the phone. So it's basically tracking the phone. Click again to exit follow me. I'm going to swipe right to follow me. Okay. I did the swipe right. Doesn't look like it's following me, does it? Not sure if I'm doing something wrong here. Let's see. Do I need to put a box? There's no box. Not sure what I'm doing here. Oh, you can control the gimbal here in the app. Let's see. Let's try it again. Not sure. Maybe I'm too close. Let's back up. Sometimes you have to be at a certain distance. So let's do that. And let's swipe right. Okay, I just saw it turn. See if it's working now. Yep. Okay, so you got to be at a certain distance. The app doesn't tell you what that distance is, and it's following. So let's go ahead and let it follow, keeping me in the frame there, and I'm out of frame. Okay, now, okay, let me see if I can cancel this, because I don't want it to crash. Okay, I won't be fooling with that. Now, sometimes on these budget drones, these kind of features, yeah, they're just kind of there. Maybe as just as an added marketing thing, but a lot of times they aren't very useful. And I would say, from what I just experienced there, I would probably never use that. Okay, let's try point of interest. Okay, so it says the point is 33 feet away from the drone. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this building. Which is one of the reasons why I'm here. So I'm gonna start the video camera. Let's take it up. And we're gonna use this building as our point of interest. Okay, so we are definitely 33 feet away from the building. All right, now let's do point of interest. Let's see how this works. The drone will rotate clockwise continuously as per presetting. In default, the orbit point is 33 feet away from front of the drone. Oh, I see what it's saying. So we got to get closer then. We got to get much closer. So let's get closer. And let's just see how it does. All right, let's just see how it does. Let me bring it down a little bit. And let's swipe right and see what happens. Okay. Yeah. It's almost like you have to get it almost right on top of the point of interest. Point that camera down some more, which is what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to stop that now. And let's actually just go pretty much right above the building. Okay. Seem to be doing really well on battery life. We still have 3 bars here from what I can see. I'll back up a little bit. All right, let's try it again. So point of interest. Boom. See what it does. Okay. So yeah. So seemingly from whatever spot it's hovering in, it will just basically start rotating. I guess at a 33-foot radius. So you can see that. Okay. Something else that I probably would never use. Okay. Let me stop that. All right, and like I said, I'm not even going to test headless mode. You know, I don't find it very useful at all. I think it confuses people more than anything else, so I won't even touch on that. All right, looks like we're gonna get pretty good flight time out of this drone. So I'm gonna fly this thing around a little bit and just see what kind of footage we can get with it. You can see the cloud cover and kind of see that we don't have a whole lot of daylight here. And considering those things when we view the footage, should really give us a good gauge on what this thing can produce. Like I said, I'm gonna make sure to get some footage on a sunny day. I don't know if I'll be able to do that before releasing this video. I may have to do a part 2, but I will definitely bring it back out, because this is, if I was recommending a drone at sub $300, so far this one would be on that list. So once again, definitely looking forward to seeing the video footage. Oh, I got some birds. I'm gonna take a photo. Usually when you ascend straight up, birds don't want any part of that. It looks like that one is really interested. See that? He is really interested in me, my drone here. So let's bring it on back here. Let's bring them on back. Okay. From what I can see here, the footage looks really good. And the other thing, I'm not going to fly out real far, but so far, I haven't had really any breakup at all. 0. And that's big. That's big. Because this is just, you know, Wi-Fi video feed. And so far, I mean, I've been out 500 feet. So far I haven't had any breakup at all. Not even any real glitching. So let's do that. Let's try that. Let's this is a pretty residential area. I'm just gonna fly it out as far as I can, you know, see it. So I can still see it. Let me bring it up some. Low black speck. 700 feet. I should be able to get at least to 1,000 feet. Uh-oh, low battery. All right. So we're at 866 feet. And let's see, the battery only supports the drone flying in 98 feet altitude and 328 feet range. Okay. So at low battery, it's going to geofence you. So you can see it's coming back on its own. Okay, good feature. That's how you get a lot of drones lost, by flying too far out and not having enough battery to get back. So it's basically returning to home right now. And I'm really curious how much flight time we've gotten out of it. Looks like we still have 2 bars though, so we could probably still keep flying here. And I think I will. Let's see what happens if I try doing some rows here. It's still returning to home. So you have pretty much full control over the drone as it returns to home. I'm gonna keep flying it, but I will stay close because it does not want me to go any further than 328 feet. So let's just fly it around. Now this one does not have any obstacle avoidance, so that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind as you're flying around. You want to be aware of obstacles. And you know, a beginner drone, some might argue that, well, you should have obstacle avoidance so it helps the beginner, the new person, avoid obstacles and stuff like that. I'm not sure I agree with that. I have always talked about getting a inexpensive drone and really learning how to fly before you even get to a GPS drone. But these GPS drones have come down in price so much, then I would recommend something like this for a beginner, and still recommend that they do this. So let's bring it down. Since we still have some battery, we'll just keep flying until it gets down to a critical level. And you can see what the LED light is doing there. Not sure if that's because we're recording video. Let me stop the video and see what happens. Okay, so we stop the video. Nope, that's telling us we have low battery. We're going to start the video again. Okay. All right, let's tilt that camera up. Okay. So here's what I recommend that you do. If you're new to drones, bring the drone down low. Make sure you have a wide open space, okay, where you can do this. And here's what I recommend you do. I want you to fly out straight. Then I want you to turn the drone so it's facing to the right. Fly over. You're basically going to fly into a square. You're flying a square, an invisible imaginary square. Let me show you this. So you fly out, stop, turn to the right, all the way to the right, fly over about, say, yay far, then turn to the right again, fly that way. You're basically doing a square. We're going to turn to the right again. We're going to fly forward. We're going to stop, and we're going to turn the drone. And we're going to fly forward. And we can see the 2 LED lights on the battery, the actual physical battery itself. And I say keep doing that over and over and over. And what it's teaching you is orientation of the drone. So when the drone is not facing forward in front of you, you really need to understand how the drone performs. So I'm facing right, and I know that I need to move the right stick to the right to bring it this way. It's just orientation, and it's all muscle memory. Once you get it, you got it. You know, just like riding a bike or whatever. When you finish doing the right, I want you to do the same thing to the left. Okay, looks like it wants to return now. What is it doing? Not sure what happened there. But anyway, I want you to do the same thing to the left. Fly it out. Stop. Turn to the left. Fly forward. You're going to do a square to the left. Turn again to the left. Fly straight. And Gadget Inspector, why am I doing this? Again, this is to learn how to fly the drone. These drones are so advanced, even the budget-friendly ones, that sometimes we rely too heavily on the drone. What happens if you lose GPS? Could you get the drone back? Right? How do you know which way the drone is facing? And if it's not facing heading directly ahead of you, what do you do? What do you do? So this is something that will really help. It helped me. This is how I learned how to fly. And I learned how to fly on really cheap drones that I crashed a lot. But I can't remember the last time I've crashed one of these. That's mainly because I'm not super adventurous. It can happen. I mean, you know, you put a lot of hours into flying these drones. I mean, it's inevitable that you may have some kind of mistake or error, or, you know, who knows what. But knock on wood, I haven't had really much of anything happen at this point. We're still flying, you guys. I think we're getting a lot of flight time out of this thing. I am going to keep flying. I will come back when we are at the point where we're at critical battery, just so this video isn't super long. All right, thanks for sticking with me, you guys. Okay, as you can see, it says low battery and the drone is landing on its own. We are at 1 bar. I'm not doing anything. The drone is landing itself. Okay. Okay. All right, let's stop that video. And I'm going to put up the total flight time on the screen right now. Okay, that's the Holystone HS720G. So the Holystone HS720G goes for $299.99 out on Amazon. This is the case, and when I tell you this is a premium nice case, I'm not lying to you. Okay, this is really nice. So that off the bat is a plus. Now the drone only comes with 1 battery, and here's just a little bit of a tip to the online or Amazon sellers, those drone manufacturers that primarily sell on Amazon. Include an extra battery, okay? Because a lot of times they are really difficult to find. It's hard to find additional batteries for these drones. Not so much with Holystone because they've been around a while and you can find the battery. Now, an extra battery for this drone is 75 bucks. You heard it, 75 bucks. Okay, so once again, Holystone, include 2 batteries at least with the drone, please. Okay, so here it is. And this one has a 2-axis gimbal. Okay, it shoots in 4K with electronic image stabilization. So really looking to see how well that does. So as you can see, this is a compact foldable drone with a pretty small footprint. Now it is 380 grams. So keep that in mind. It is not one of the 249 gram drones that have become really popular. Holystone does have one that is actually 219 grams. I actually reviewed that on the channel. I'll put a card up here so you can check that out if you are interested. Okay, so let's do a quick run through of everything you get in the box. So you get a full set of extra props and screws. You get a USB Type-C cable for charging the battery, a screwdriver, instructions, and I touched on the battery there, but here it is. As you can see, we're going to pull it on out of here. There is the battery. If you press and hold, it will let you know what the power level of the battery is. I did charge the battery up, so you can see that it is fully charged. And this is where you would charge it up with the USB Type-C cable. And this is a 7.7 volt 2950 milliamp hour battery, and you only get one of these, and that goes in the rear just like this with a pretty solid click. Let's try it again. There you go. Seems to be in there pretty solid. And here's the controller, which does have an LED readout, so you get telemetry data here, distance and height, and you can see some of the other information here, battery levels and such. But this is the controller. Feels pretty good. This is where your phone goes here. All right, and these fold out, so you can see what I did there. And they actually do take batteries. So that's the one thing that I wish they had done, is made this chargeable with an internal battery, chargeable via the USB Type-C. But as you can see, you're going to need two AA batteries for this. You can see there is a switch here for turning GPS on and off. This is to unlock the motors, auto takeoff, auto land here. Make sure I'm putting that in frame correctly. Auto takeoff, auto land, return to home button is here. All right, you got your photo and video button here on this side. This is where you change the speeds with this button. And the dials, the one on the left doesn't do anything. The one on the right is going to control your gimbal. Okay, now let's get a close-up look at the drone here. So as you can see, they're giving you instructions on how to unfold the arms. You're going to do the bottom arms first, and then the top arm second, just like so. Bottom arms first and top arms second. And now you can see the full size of the drone. Yep, it's a little bit bigger than the Mini 2. Let me grab it and then we'll do a little size comparison here. Okay, so here's the side-by-side of the holystone and the DJI Mini 2. You can see not much bigger, but let's go ahead and put them on top of each other here. You can see that it is slightly larger than the Mini 2. So you can see this much fatter or thicker, of course. You can see that. And then let's check out how they look when they're folded. Okay, so you can definitely see the size difference there between the two drones. Check that out. So that's 249 grams versus 380 grams. Okay, so a quick breeze around the drone. You can see here that it does come with a gimbal guard to protect the camera. We're gonna pull that off here. You can see it gives us the instructions here. Press and pull back to remove the gimbal cover. Okay, so it would seem to me the best way to remove the gimbal guard without damaging the doggone gimbal itself is to start here. To just pull this down, press down to disengage that, and just carefully pull it up. So hopefully you saw what I did there. I'll do it again from the side. So I'll do that again just so you can see. You can see how it clips in up there. So you're pulling that down. See that? You're pulling that down and then you just carefully pull it forward. See that? And that's how you get it off without damaging your gimbal. Well, anyway, here's the camera. And you can see that it is a 2-axis gimbal. So you've got the pan and tilt, and it's missing the 3rd axis. But again, remember, this one has electronic image stabilization. And this is, of course, a GPS drone. It also has optical flow sensors on the bottom here for positioning at lower flight levels, and it does accommodate for a micro SD card here, so you can see the slot there. And you can see it does have some air vents here for cooling. I would imagine that's what that is for. And overall, it's a pretty nice looking drone. It feels pretty well built. Has a little bit of heft to it, and it feels substantial. You have one LED light here, so there's no identification lights on any of the arms or anything like that. So pretty similar to the Mini drones by DJI. But that is the HS720G. Let me know what you think down in the comments.